What's up, guys? Today I've got a sales call for you that I took a couple days ago. This call was crazy. Honestly, it was a little longer than it should have been, but there's a ton of value in it. Honestly, you'll get to see like my process for actually taking buyers through the buying process and the process of my sales call, how I build pain, build the vacation, rip it away, and get them in the pocket, and then actually keep them in the pocket. You'll see my pitch, the frame, and objection handling as well. So it's a super valuable call. It's a little longer. And there's definitely some parts that need improving, and then there's some parts that were really good on my end. So great call overall. So definitely gonna learn a lot. Definitely watch the whole thing through, and let me know what you think. But how's your Friday going? Thank God it's Friday, right?
So far, realtors work mostly on weekends. So Fridays
Mm,
are, a lead up to
to the
hopefully more
busyness.
productive weekends. Yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully
Okay.
so.
I
So
hear
I'm
you. What do
in,
you?
right now I'm in Pensacola, Florida, but I work Tennessee too, primarily. I'm building in Pensacola, so
Okay.
I'm back and forth.
Cool. I have an uncle in Pensacola, so I haven't actually ever been there out myself, but I know he lives in Pensacola. But I've been
You
wanting to
have what in Pensacola?
an uncle.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Is he
Yeah.
single?
No, he's not. He's not.
Sorry.
I mean, I can connect you guys, and you can see if you can do something about it. But I don't know.
That's okay. I'm not gonna go there. I don't need to be the second fiddle.
Yeah, yeah. No, we don't want that.
No, sir.
Um, cool. Well, I guess we can just dive in. I've got about an hour blocked off here on my
Okay,
calendar.
well, just tell me what this is,
Yeah.
all about. I have not looked. I Googled the company, nothing negative that I could find.
Okay.
Um, and I really didn't do much digging. It's more of a curiosity kind of thing.
Right, right. Well, I did send you like a bunch of information. I sent you some videos. I sent you some stuff to look at. Did you get a chance to like look through it?
Wonder if I went in spam. No. Uh, I need to, okay, let me add that to my list. Would it
Yeah.
have come from you or the company name?
It would have been coming from me, so it would have been from like Enoch Sedam, my personal email, I think. Enoch Sedam
Okay.
with 3 8s at the end.
Okay. No, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I didn't,
Yeah,
did not.
I'll just give you like a brief overview then of what
Thank
we're
you.
doing. But it really is pretty simple at the end of the day. We're coming to agents' businesses, figuring out like where you're wanting to go, and then setting up systems accordingly, customized to you to figure out how exactly we're going to get you there, right? So, sometimes we're doing paid, whether that might be paid ads sometimes, and then usually like ISAs calling through them, qualifying them, connecting them to your phone. That's usually what it looks like, but it's super custom at the end of the day, just because obviously everyone's business is different, right? So depending on where you're at, really looks a little different for everyone, but that's like a brief kind of like summary. Does that make sense?
Okay. So, see, I was thinking this was a referral program
Hmm.
and that other agents in other states we could refer business back and forth to each other.
Yeah,
So then what you just said is not what I was expecting. Okay.
yeah. Okay. So, I mean, we're able to operate on a referral basis with a lot of our partners because my partner, he's a licensed agent, so that's might have been where you got that. Um, but it's not like we're not connecting you with like other agents and like sending referrals back and forth. I will
Okay. See, that's exactly what I thought it was. Okay.
gotcha. Okay. Well, with what I like laid out for you, like
Well,
you,
I didn't read your emails and I didn't,
yeah,
so it was the gentleman before and I took it as, I didn't, not referral partners, but, I don't know. But
yeah.
so it sounds like, I have a website, I have a QR code, I've got things set up, but and I do pay for some advertising briefly, not I don't invest a lot in it.
How
I
long?
really work off of mainly referrals from previous clients or they come back to me and so after 13 years, I mean, I've been building relationships
Right,
is I was in the banking world for over 30 years.
right.
So building relationships, not just handing the keys, bye, thank you,
Yeah, yeah.
because I want comeback customers. I don't want right now my broker in Pensacola is paying way too much money for Zillow leads
Mm.
and they're crap.
Are they converting? Like, are the other agents?
Yeah.
No, not really.
No, I mean,
You said
I had one
that was your
closing.
broker?
My broker's paying it,
Okay.
and he's also my broker in Tennessee. So he's just paying a lot of money, and I've had one closing in 3 months.
Yeah, okay. The past 3 months?
Yeah, yes, yes,
You've
and
done
I've
one
had some.
closing from Zillow or one closing
Yeah,
total?
Zillow,
Okay.
Zillow.
Okay. What's like what's the goal? Like how many deals do you want to be doing?
Oh, well, at my age, I am slowing down a bit. I used to close 30 a year, and I'm
Okay.
not on a team or anything. And I mean, I need 2 a month would be great,
Okay.
but when you look at that, that's still over 20. So, and last year I think I only closed 7 because
Wow.
the market is really, really tough right now. It doesn't matter how much advertising you do. Um, it's a tough market because
Yeah.
buyers
What
are
about
finally starting to move. Yeah, but
what about the year
the
before?
values, excuse me.
Do you know how much you did the year before last year?
I think I closed like 22.
Okay.
Um, and I mean, since 2020, it was really good.
Yeah.
2018, 2017 was steady, but it really kicked into high gear in 2020.
Right.
And um, and then, whew, 24 was just, I mean, I'd take money out of my retirement.
Yeah. So why do you think that happened in 2024?
Oh, I know what happened. People are freaking out because they see these buyers' the interest rates are too high. So buyers are waiting for these rates to go down. And now they're finally realizing it ain't going to happen.
Right.
And the values of the properties are not really decreasing. Sellers are willing to give more money to help the buyer, but the reducing of the price is the cost. I mean, the value and the price of the house is they're not going down because the cost to build isn't going down.
Right.
So it is in general. And like yesterday, the Federal Reserve chose not to lower the interest rates.
Right.
And so the economy is sort of in a questionable
Yeah.
state. And, um, people are just like, oh, I'm going to wait and see what happens.
Yeah. I mean, I
And they
know.
continue paying rent. So
Right.
that's
Right.
the truth of it.
Last year was funky for sure. Um, I mean, I also know agents, like, I don't necessarily always, want to blame the market too, just because, like, at the end of the day, that's out of your control, right? Like, the market, it goes up and down.
That is so
That's,
true. That's
that's
it.
what being a realtor is, right? Like, I know agents that had their best years last year, and I also know agents that had their worst years, right? So it goes
Well,
up
and
and
I'm not with a builder. These agents that have a builder in their back pocket, yeah, they're kicking
down.
butt. But but builders are giving $15,000 to the buyer
Yeah.
to say, here, you want a fence? They're kissing their butt just to get these houses moved because even new construction is sitting.
Yeah.
So it's not, yeah, it's tough. And what people can qualify for, they get a
Yeah.
piece of shit house.
Yeah. So, like, what do you think you could have done differently last year to make it pick up more?
Oh, it would, like you just said, it's out of my control.
Well, the market's out of your control, right?
Right.
But
So what could I have done differently? I don't think any more advertising. I I get lazy on following up on leads. Leads with my on my website. I
okay.
am lazy with that. I am very.
Is that just because you choose to be lazy, or is like
I think so. I've been
uh,
talking to myself. I'm like, Kim, you need to get off your butt and do this. And I go different directions. So I'm really good at trying to multitask and get nowhere at sometimes. So definitely following up on leads on my website is
okay?
probably my weakest point. I got lazy.
Yeah. Okay. So you haven't like been doing it as
And just next month I'm going to be 64.
yeah,
So I'm tired.
yeah,
And I'm like, do I really have it in me to restart and go to Pensacola where I have nobody, no family, and sort of start over? And
what do you
so,
mean start over? Are
well,
you
I mean, I have no previous clientele in Pensacola. I
okay?
moved
So
here in
you're
January.
okay. So you're new to Pensacola.
I'm very new,
Gotcha. Okay.
two
And so
months.
all the referrals and like all of like the like is where was most of your business coming from before? Where were you?
Zillow, the Zillow leads.
Okay. And do you still have access to those?
Oh yeah, like I said, my broker is paying out the butt for that.
Right. Okay.
And my split to him is pretty generous on his side because I'm trying to help him pay.
Right.
So, and right now I've got 2 closings in Tennessee, and I have another listing in Tennessee, and I mean I'm working both states.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm all over the place trying to keep money coming in.
Right. Okay. So what? Because you said you closed one in the past 3 months from Zillow.
In Zillow.
Okay.
I've had 6 closings
In the past 3 months.
since the beginning of the year.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're around
And
two
I,
a month.
and I got another one happening, so I'm gonna have 3 this month.
Yeah. And so
And
where are those coming from?
okay, the 2 in Tennessee were people I know.
Okay.
Um,
Like
and
friends.
previous clients, I lived in the town in Tennessee for over 30 years.
Yeah.
And in the banking world, I made relationships there, and so I still have contact with these folks. And so it was relationship building over the years. And I got another buyer in Tennessee where the I helped the daughter, and now the mother wants to move to Tennessee. So
Right.
they contact me, and because I've stayed in contact with them.
Yeah. So you've been able to build these relationships. So it sounds like
That's right.
a decent amount of your business is like organic, right? Like from people that you help out.
Yes, it's truly what I generated on my own.
Right.
Has nothing to do with Facebook. It has nothing to do with advertising. I mean, I do
Right.
have a good Google presence. I've got over 100 reviews on Google,
Yeah.
and and Realtor.com's got over 100. So, you know, I try to put myself out there
Yeah.
without paying for it, with all the free options.
Right. Okay. And so like going like just having moved to Pensacola, like in the past 3 months, like obviously like if a lot of your business is coming from like organic, like sphere of influence, referrals,
And
past
I
clients,
have none. I
you
have
don't have any
none.
of that in Pensacola, right?
Right. It's Zillow. I'm
Yeah.
strictly,
And
and I
Zillow,
show,
Zillow, you're paying on like a large split on the back end, but also you mentioned to me like the quality wasn't the best with them.
well, it's just, these people have no idea. I'm training and educating the people about what it takes to buy a house, and they've got no
Right.
money, and, you
Right.
know, they're,
So how far away is the town in Tennessee?
it's an 8-hour drive.
Wow. Okay. So you're having to switch drive 8 hours. So you need to get business in Pensacola, really.
Yeah, yeah, I do. I do. But I've got to decide if I'm going to stay here. Right now, I'm sitting in an Airbnb, and oddly enough, I own 3 houses, but I don't have a home right now.
Why are you considering like even moving? What's the need to even move?
I I don't. That's a good question. I got my license in Florida last year,
Okay.
and it's a leap of faith. It's a leap of faith. I just feel the higher spirit has brought me down here, and
Okay.
if I don't give it a try, I own a house 3 hours away in Florida, and I hope that's my retirement house.
Yeah.
So, and I've left my kids, my grandkids, my dog, all my friends I've built up,
What do you feel like is drawing you to Pensacola? Like just
the
the higher
water,
the water.
the water, the beach, the ocean. There's
Right.
water everywhere,
Okay.
and it's a simplified life because I my house is too big. Um, I'm sort of doing it for myself.
Right.
Help my kids, my grandkids,
Yeah.
and I have people coming down here. I got friends from Texas coming to visit me. I've got friends coming
Nice.
all different directions, and I just I'm like, wow, people are really coming here.
Yeah. So you really like Pensacola then, it sounds like.
I do, and it's I'm sorry, I just got a Zillow thing, and they said, see, here's been 3 Zillow leads this morning,
Hmm.
and even though they're a lead, he didn't respond, and I missed that phone call, I guess. So I see,
Do you need to take a
and
phone call right now?
no, no, I didn't. They didn't call me, but they're trying to send me a lead, and these people in Zillow, they don't understand
What
that
do you
they're
mean?
going to talk to an agent. They don't
Oh,
understand the process. So I got somebody wanting to see a house Sunday afternoon, and she's yet to respond to me.
yeah.
But she says she doesn't want to be contacted by an agent,
Okay. Well,
but they
that's
don't know that you can't get in a house without one.
yeah.
So
So
I text, I email, and I
so
get
they
no
don't
response.
so they don't really seem to know what's going on then.
That's exactly right.
I hear you. Um, okay, so it sounds like to me like you're in kind of this weird position where you do feel drawn to live in Pensacola because it's beautiful, it's by the water, your friends come to visit you. Um, like it seems like you want to be in Pensacola, right? The thing is, like all your business in the past
Is
13
in
years,
Tennessee.
it's in Tennessee, but it's also very organic, right? Like it's very SOI driven. Like if it was from you doing like I don't know, door knocking or cold calling or, some sort of marketing, then you could just switch that over to Pensacola. But because it's all organic, it's like past friends, referrals. You were in Tennessee for 30 years, right? As like a banker. So you've got a lot of database built up there, but to switch over into Pensacola, like brand new, like there's not so much database, right?
Mm,
So
exactly.
it seems like we need to get business in Pensacola so you can actually like live there and enjoy it because I mean, if it's beautiful, if you want to live there, then like you should, right? Like if you
I think I've fallen in love with it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, so
I
if
am.
yeah,
Okay, I'm listening.
so if
Take
we're
me a drink.
yeah. Yeah, if we're able to actually, because with what we're doing, we're obviously operating in the back end, right? Like we have a whole team that's focused on getting you closed deals, right? Getting you clients and getting you in front of more people, quality people that actually know what's going on, right? So if we're able to set that up and we've got that running in the background, that way you can focus on like, listing appointments, buyers consultations, going out to meet people, holding meetings with them, like being in person, but bringing you more clients in Pensacola. That way you know where your deals are going to come from because right now we just don't have as much of like an SOI built up in Pensacola. Like, do you feel like that would help to fast track business and allow you to actually stay
It
in Pensacola?
could. It certainly could. I and when I say Pensacola, I'm working the whole Panhandle.
Yeah.
So I'm in Pensacola right now, but and I'm even thinking about getting my license in Alabama. I'm licensed in Kentucky too.
Okay.
So I think I'm going to cancel that because Alabama is. I didn't realize how close it was.
Yeah.
It is, and in the southern part, and yeah, it's very easy to get there, and
Yeah.
so
Yeah. So if we can bring business there too, like, and actually get some system in place to actually be generating you business consistently, that way you can actually transition. Because like driving 8 hours to have to go work with your database, like that is tiring, right? Like
yes,
that'd be tiring for anyone.
and
Uh,
I'm yeah 63, so I'm like
yeah.
I
You're
need a
wanting to
day to
relax. You're wanting to
I
like
need a
step
day to
out.
recuperate.
Yes. Yeah. I get you. I get you. Um, So like if we're able to actually do that for you, like and the goal is what, like 2 deals a month consistently in
I would like a 1 or 2. I mean, the prices down here. It depends on the location if you're on the beach, but the one sale I've closed so far was 250,000 is all.
okay.
And then I had to give my broker 40% of that.
Yeah.
And
With the
and then
Zillow?
I had a deal that fell apart that was 700,000, and I'm working on a 500,000 right now.
Okay.
Nothing in contract. So, it's a few and far between, and I've given myself 6 months. First I said 3 months, and then I've given myself 6 months to decide if I'm going to stay here.
Yeah.
I would rather live in my house in Panama City and work from there. But that's my brother. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm so you tell me what you all offer and what the cost is.
Yeah.
And that's I'm a bottom line kind of person. And just tell me and I
Yeah.
can decide.
Yeah, I hear you. And we can dive into all that in just a sec. But for you, like I'm curious, like is it all right if I ask you more of like a personal question?
Sure.
Like for you, like living in Pensacola, right? And I know you kind of answered this, but like for you, what's really like your why for wanting to do all this and transition and really get there?
Yeah. I need to ask myself that question.
Yeah.
I don't have that answer because like I said, you know, last year on a personal level was a big change for me. I went on a mission trip. I felt closer to God, and I had something spoken to me, and I'm just like, maybe it's just time for a change and sort of
Yeah.
live for myself and enjoy my surroundings. And um, water brings me peace.
Yeah.
It's a calmness. I've been walking on this Bay Bridge, and the breeze is just it's sort of very therapeutic.
Yeah.
And so it just brings me a sense of calmness. And in Tennessee, I got 3 grandsons. They're all in travel soccer, and they're going different directions all the time. And
Yeah.
I was glad to help, but my ex-husband is up in Missouri. He doesn't do crap with them, and my grandkids miss me. Mimi, when are you coming back?
Yeah.
They're all teenagers, but they have learned. They've got their own little lives. And so, as far as the littleness they're like, "Baby, we're going to Florida to see you." I said, "Yes, you are."
Yeah.
So, and my dogs disown me because I've been coming and going so much.
Yeah.
And I think, it sounds selfish, but I'm doing it for myself. What?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
It's kind of like about time, right? Like seems like you've been really in the hustle and the bustle of everything.
oh my God, I did. I was a workaholic.
Yeah.
Just being single for over 10 years, I'm like, what am I going to do with myself? So
Yeah.
I was very happy with, I never thought I'd see a pay income of 6 digits. That was a huge milestone for me.
Yeah.
And I've, like I said, I own two rental properties, and what my primary house now is turned into a rental property. It's short term. It's rented out by the month, and it can stay full. I've got a contract at least for 6 months on that, and I could keep it going. But all my furniture is in my garage in Tennessee,
Yeah.
so I've got what I've got in my truck right now.
Right.
So
Well, I mean,
that's very on a personal level right there. That's it. That's
yeah.
the gist of it.
I mean, it's like it's easy to like move your furniture to Pensacola and like it should be very easy to settle in, right? So like it's just about like getting the business and building a livelihood there. But like, business even aside, like 'cause you even said it yourself, like being by the water, having that calmingness, just being able to live life while like enjoying your surroundings. Like put yourself there, like how would that feel?
It feels good. It feels good, but I've learned to be good. I'm at peace with being alone. I'm not alone. I'm single. I'm not lonely. I miss my dog, but I can go sit on the beach and just be calm and at peace. And
Yeah,
because all my family, my original family, besides my boys and grandkids, I mean, I've got my brother's gone, my parents are gone, and yeah, my small family is there's nobody left.
yeah,
I don't know. I don't want to be sad,
yeah,
but I can be. I'm sad sometimes.
yeah. I hear you. Well, do you feel like having that change of surroundings, like actually being in Pensacola, like do you feel like that's what's gonna be best for you right now?
I've got 3 more months to figure that out.
Yeah. And how do you feel now though? Like you've kind of been staying there for a little bit,
I'm
right?
at peace. I've started walking. I'm setting
Yeah.
goals of crossing the Bay Bridge. It's 3 miles, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm doing those kind of goals, and
Yeah.
um,
And your
you know,
dog,
working on myself. You know.
yeah, yeah, and that's huge, right? And like, the thing is, like, your dog can like come to Pensacola with you, right?
Yes, he can. He can. But
So it's
he's
not
no
like
longer my dog. I mean, when I go back to Tennessee, he's like, "Hey, mom," and then he's like, "I'm good. See you later," and
yeah,
he's off. And I want him to be happy.
yeah. Well, I mean, like you can bring your dog to you
I can,
if
and
you
my
want,
grandkids can come,
and your
and
grandkids can come
it's less
visit.
chaotic for me down here. I
Yeah,
really don't have an obligation except to myself.
yeah. So what do you feel like is really the biggest thing that's holding you back from wanting to commit to making that move?
Um, and I don't think it matters if I'm in Florida or Tennessee. I need income. I'm like on the edge, on the verge of just starting
Right.
my Social Security. I could get 2,000 a month.
So we need the business in Pensacola and the Florida
I
market.
need it in the Panhandle.
In
I You've got some really fabulous houses
Yeah,
on the beaches. They got these condos. They've got, and they're 500,000 and up. So heck, one big seller could get me a long ways because when I have organic leads, I don't have to pay my broker
yeah,
40% because it's not a Zillow lead.
yeah. I hear you. So we need business in Florida, right? But where we're not having to pay 40% because that's a lot, right? Now,
It is. It
that's
is.
yeah. So that's I mean like it seems like you have fallen in with Pensacola, right?
It's
And it's
exactly
very
right.
calm.
You're so right.
The
And
thing is, like you're right, like we do need income to be able to live in Florida, right? And so like I do want to ask you, and like it's a terrible thing to even think about, right? But like for you, like my question is like what happens like if you don't get consistent business set up in Florida and you do have to stay in Tennessee or keep going back and forth from
it's
Tennessee
it's
hours.
it's not a bad thing, okay?
Yeah,
And I've got to show my clients in Tennessee that I can make it work. Like I got another agent friend of mine showing a house to a potential buyer for me on Saturday,
yeah,
and it's a customer I helped years ago that I've built a relationship, and so the buyer's mother and the agent up there are sure can help you out. When you're not on a team, you got to find individual agents that have like the same goals as you. And we're here to help each other out. We're
Right,
sometimes your realtors can be really backstabbers,
right. I hear you. And I
and
know,
and you got to know, yeah, you got to be careful with who you work with.
yeah, I know there's some fishy realtors out there.
It is, it is. It's because everybody needs that money,
Mhm.
especially after last year. I
Yeah,
mean, I
I,
have a good friend that's been doing it 25 years, and she had the worst year ever. And Jody is, I'm getting in these networking groups, and I didn't make it to business after hours last night, but networking is a big deal for me. It's free. I go out, and BNI is a big business networking, and international is a huge company. And well, and so I went to visit a chapter, and I'm looking to do maybe property management. So I'm not running the streets and working with a buyer who is like, property management here is a bigger income than it is in Tennessee. So I'm looking at maybe doing property management versus working with buyers all the time. I would rather work with sellers. It's
okay.
much easier to put a sign in the yard.
Yeah, yeah. So you'd rather work with sellers, right? So
Sure would, but yes, yes, yes. I sure would like to work with sellers,
yeah,
but
and are
I've
you like,
got no history of of closed listings in Florida.
yeah. So that's the thing, right? Like that's what we need to do. It sounds like we need to actually get you business in Florida in order for you to actually be able to stay in Pensacola.
Yes, yes.
Now, my
I'm sorry, I'm
question,
just looking. Go ahead, I'm listening.
yeah. So my question for you is like, and I don't want to think like I know it's a terrible thing to think about it, but like it is important at the end of the day. Like if we don't get business in Florida and you're not able to have that consistent business in Florida in like worst case scenario, like you do have to like either keep going back and forth in Pensacola or from to Tennessee or stay in Tennessee and you just keep like exhausting all that energy and just keep exhausting yourself like that and therefore you're never able to actually like live and be in the place that you do seem to have fallen in love with and you're not able to have that like that calming by the water energy
Yes,
that's so relaxing for you.
it's very.
Yeah,
It is very.
so like what happens if like nothing changes?
Well, okay, here's my worst case scenario at this point. I moved to my house in Panama City, Florida,
Mm,
live there, get my Social Security, and heck, I substitute teached. I drove Uber last year because there was no income. And I've always had a niche for sales, so I can do something in Panama City and not pay to stay in somebody else's house because my house in Panama City is short-term rental. It's furnished. It's got everything I need. The washer, dryer, it's got everything I need. So that's my worst case scenario.
why do you say that's worst case? Like why would that be bad?
Well, if Pensacola doesn't work out,
Yeah.
or I decide, because when I go to my house in Panama City, I'm like, this is where I want to be. So
So
maybe Pensacola is like a stepping stone, only because I have a broker here,
okay.
and I could still be in Panama City and work with my broker, but that's a 3 hour gap, and I can't show a house and say, okay, I'll be there and go back and forth.
Right.
That would get tiresome because then you're working with a buyer and it's a flop, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I got a lot of things to think about, I really do.
It sounds like
That's why I haven't.
the biggest thing
Um,
that we're wanting to
yeah,
the biggest thing that we're wanting to avoid here is like having to do those like driving back and forth, right? Because that like it's
yeah, but I don't. It's a very simple drive,
yeah,
but it is going straight up 65. I live north of Nashville, so I just get yeah. It is a very simple drive. Now in the summer it's harder because that I-65 is so busy with beach traffic,
yeah,
just people driving to Florida. It's
yeah,
it's a very busy road because Chicago, anywhere up north middle United States is 65 straight down to get
right,
to your Florida beaches.
right, right.
But
Well,
young man, you need to just tell me what's it going to cost me.
yeah,
Okay. I mean, you've
yeah,
asked a lot of good questions.
yeah. So we can go through all that. Like I do definitely believe like what we do would work for you, and I'm not just saying that for like an opportunity to ask you for some money. I'm saying that because it seems like for a while in real estate, your business has been coming organically from friends, family, which is fine, right? That's good. That's good. That means that people trust you. That means that you're a good
Just,
people person.
yeah, banking relationships. Yeah.
That's
Very
good.
few from family, but friends, yes.
Yeah, so that's very good. That's good, like in the sense that you're gonna have the skills to actually like work with people too, right?
Yes.
So the thing is, though, it seems like, you're wanting to actually make this change. Like, I know you're still wondering, like, iffy about it, like whether or not it's the
If
right
it's
move.
Pensacola or if it's Panama City or somewhere in between.
Right. But the only thing that's really holding
Because
you back from working in Pensacola and switching to Pensacola full time is just like having business in that area, right? In the surrounding area. Am I
income,
correct?
yeah.
Okay.
Income.
Because I want to make sure we're on
Yes.
the same page. So, like, I believe that we can actually help you with that because, you don't have as much of a sphere. You don't have like the friends and family, like the huge database in the Pensacola area. So with us running
I
in the
don't have any.
background, I think we can help you with that. So what I can do is I can walk you through like what we do, like the super nitty gritty of everything. But is that like a conversation that you actually want to have?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, cool. Are
It's
you
a
good on
conversation.
you good on time right now?
Yes. I mean, I got a huge list of things to do. So if I get a Zillow lead, I got to take that call because we're based on percentage of how many calls we answer and all that
Uh,
BS. But
yeah.
yeah,
Well, can you see this?
I can.
Okay, cool. So we're a Blaze. We've been in business for 2.5 years now. So like I said, like obviously, realtors like with like Zillow, like you mentioned, kind of like the quality can tend to be a little bit off, as well as like playing those huge splits to your brokerage too. Like that can be an issue. But a lot of realtors, like when all their business comes from like their sphere of influence and like their referrals and organic, when they're making a switch or wanting to move, it can make it very difficult to move to a new place because all their business is over there. So it can be hard to like generate new business and new SOI and new database where you're wanting to move to, right? So I feel like that's kind of the case with you, right?
Sorry, my broker sent me something.
Okay, are you good? Do you need to take a call or something?
No, no, he just sent me. Okay, no, sent me a message.
Okay. So this is a blueprint. I can hand this to you too, and we'll walk through that. But the first part of what we're doing, because there's several different parts. The first part is the leads, so getting people in the door initially. So you know how like right now, like you're
Step
moving.
away just a minute. I'm right here. I can hear you. Okay, okay. The leads. Okay.
Yeah. So the first part is getting people in the door, right? Because you know how like you're in a new place, you're wanting to move to Pensacola because it seems like you did fall in love with it. It's calming, it's by the water. The only thing is like you don't have that massive database of people database of names and people to contact, right? So we do paid ads for that part, so the lead generation to get them in the door initially. We're usually generating like 1 to 200 leads every single month because we want to make sure that we always have people that we can talk to, right? So our goal as far as this part, and we focus on qualifying them and there's further processes down the line. But as far as like this initial getting people in the door, we're just trying to get as many people in the door as possible, right? Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yes.
So I'm gonna play the video for you. It's like basic ad strategy. Um, I'll play it for you really quick. Hey there. So obviously it all starts with having a consistent volume of leads, and we generate a minimum. Are you able to hear that?
Yes.
Okay. Of 100 to 200 brand new leads from prospects in your given city every single month. So I'll actually go ahead and show you what our ads look like, what methods we're using, and how well they're performing as well. So right now we're noticing that listing ads are performing really well. And this is essentially where we're leveraging a listing that either you're representing, your brokerage is representing, or we'll just get it off Zillow. And this is what it would look like. So 1 cent subscription, 3 of the best points, a collage. We're also noticing that a lot of investors are buying up the homes because first-time home buyers are not being pre-approved. So because of that, as you can see right here, home buyers and investors, and we have like 20 different ads that we're trying and testing to different audiences. If I show you the cost per lead right now, we have 30 leads at $1.73. Now, the average cost per lead for 99% of agencies and advertisers on Facebook for real estate is anywhere between $3 to $7. But with us, it's anywhere below. So that's a basic.
Did he say $1.73?
Yeah, so that's cost per lead. That's really low. It's not always going to be that low because that's really good, but usually we're averaging between like $1 to $3 cost per lead, depending obviously. But most agencies are usually between like $5 to $10 cost per lead. With us, like we've really honed in, we've been in enough markets to actually test our campaigns and we know what works best. So we're able to get it really low, which is the whole goal here, right? Because the lower we get the cost per lead, the more people that we can actually get in the door and have the opportunity to actually talk to and work with. Now, that being said, a 1 to 200, 150 leads every single month, that's a lot of people to call through, right? Now, it would not be fair to you if we were to go ahead and make you call through all those people, right? Because I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know, like if have you ran online marketing before?
I have, and as I mentioned, following up on leads that come through my website. I'm terrible. I don't do it. I set them up on a drip campaign and
Yeah,
watch them do this, watch them do that. But
right. it wouldn't be fair for us to tell you that you need to follow up with 150 to 200 new
Oh
leads.
heck no, I don't have that much time
You don't have that much time, and
and energy. That's so
it's super draining.
draining.
It can be very draining. Exactly. So like that's, I mean, that's we're talking like 1,000 to 2,000 phone calls per month because we're calling them sometimes 10, 20 times before getting in contact with them,
Right.
having those conversations, and we're sending them emails, texts, voice messages.
And sometimes their emails are bogus or
Right.
yeah,
Exactly.
it's
So
just
that being said, that's not what we're gonna do. We're not gonna make you call through all the leads. We've got an ISA team that actually does all that follow up for you. So they're in there. We build out the CRM system, the custom dialers for the ISAs to operate out of. It's within your business, so you've got access to the whole thing. You can see the ISAs doing the follow up, but they're in there to actually have those conversations with those leads. Talk on your behalf, follow up with them, and really deal with all that on your behalf, so that you can focus your activities on more so like the higher leverage activities, which would be like going in person, showing properties, talking to clients, setting up
face to
appointments.
face.
Yeah, being face to face and interacting with your clients. I know you like being a good people person. Like
Yeah,
that's really where we
that's what
should.
I like to do.
That's what we want you to be doing. Exactly. Um, Now speed to lead with this like is very, very
Lead
important.
wins, okay.
It does win. It really does win at the end of the day because if you're the difference between calling a lead within 5 minutes of it coming in and 30 minutes of it coming in, your likelihood of getting connected with that lead can drop by like 90%, right? And so you obviously when you're busy and when you're showing properties and you're working with people, like you're not always gonna have the time, even when you're just going for your stroll on the beach, right? Like we don't want you to just have to completely interrupt that and all of a sudden call a lead because it came in, right? So the ISAs, they're scheduled from 8 to 8 to actually be able to call those leads. So that the second a lead comes in, they're there to have that conversation. And we're more likely to get connected with them. And it's also saving you time at the same time, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I was trying to think, what's an ISA?
Inside sales agent.
And that's AI?
No, it's a human.
It's a real person. Okay.
Yeah, it's a couple humans actually, and I'll walk you through how that works too. But then as the ISAs, so the humans that are calling on your behalf, as they're going through, once we have a conversation with them and we actually legitimize that they want to buy or sell and that they're serious about buying and selling, then what we do is we connect them with you live on a phone call. So we'll give you a phone call and we'll say, hey, Kimberly, this is I've got a lead on the line. They want this, and this. This is their situation. Can you help them out? And you can say, of course, I'd love to help them out. And then we'll connect the two phone calls and introduce you to the lead, right? And so from there, like we already had the conversation. We know that they want to buy or sell. The only question in their mind is like, are you the best agent to help them? So if you can answer those phone calls and like build a really good connection with them, just become their friends, pretty much that's a huge advantage that I think you have. So do you feel like you'd be able to handle the call pretty well?
I can. That part is a lot like the Zillow. They connect
It's
us
similar.
right on the phone, but they think they've got all the information they need, and that's not
You're
always
right.
the case.
I hear you.
So,
So I'll walk you through what we're doing to as far as like actual qualification process too, so that because we want to avoid that, right? Like we don't want to be connecting with people that don't want to speak to an agent,
that's right.
nothing like that. So I'll
Don't
show
waste
you.
my time.
No, well, your time's valuable at the end of the day,
Hmm.
right? So that's the last thing we want to do. So for the ISAs to actually filter through them and do that qualification process, when we're starting up, we're setting up their initial script, we're setting up their training regimens, and we're setting up their KPI trackers, right? So this is more so like for effectiveness as far as getting them on the phone. So we're tracking their speed to lead, their outbound dials, their pickups, their quality conversations, their appointments, and then from there we're able to figure out like based off what kind of results they're getting, what needs tweaking. That way we can be more effective with it. So if the ISA's pickup to quality conversation rate is low, that means that we need to practice their tonality, switch up their scripts. If quality conversation to booking rate is low, that means that they need to be building like stronger rapport, maybe switch up like the type of value that they're adding to the conversation. If pickup rate's low, we're double dialing voice messages, optimizing for more responsiveness. But you get the idea, right? Like we're setting up their KPIs and then we're managing them, watching them, and seeing what needs changing. Now, does that make sense as far as like how they're getting trained and everything?
Getting trained.
Yeah, how the ISA is like how we're watching their metrics and
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay.
does that make
Like
sense?
their success rate and
Right.
okay.
Right. So that's what we're tracking on our end. Now, as far as like the actual conversation that they're going to be having with your leads, we're setting this up. So this is going to be built into their script completely. Like these are the 6 minimum requirements that they need to get on the phone call before they connect them with you. So that's how we can make sure that, we're not connecting with people that like don't want to speak to an agent or wasting your time. So we're making sure that one, that they're not working with another agent, that we're checking their budget details so we can make sure that they can actually like afford to buy or sell a property, their time frame because we don't want to connect you with people that are like over a year out. We
Hmm.
prefer to be in like the 3 to 6 month range. their motivation. So why do they even want to buy or sell? What's going on? Like a lot of times, if people need to buy a property because they want to be closer to work, those people are a lot more urgent than people who just like think it'd be cool to buy a house, right? Or people that are just like going wanting to go look at properties, right? So we want to make sure that they actually have a strong motivation there. And then we're checking their financial status. So are they pre-approved? Do they need lending? Are they paying cash? If they do need lending, like what's their monthly mortgage payment going to be? And we're making sure that
Mhm.
that's realistic. So we'll get like the realistic monthly mortgages in your area before, so we know like what's realistic in your area, right? And
Oh,
then
and I've got plenty of Florida lender connections.
okay, that's good. That's huge. And also their search criteria. So just like what do they want? Like a 3-2? Do they want a pool? Do they want a single car garage? What are they looking for? That way we know that they have actually like an idea of what they're looking for in their head, right? They're not just like wasting your time at the end of the day.
Right.
And then after they have that conversation, that's when we'll initiate the live transfer and connect them with you live on the phone call. And so then after they pass off that person to you, the ISA will hang up. They'll hang up and they'll go start filling out this form, and you'll take over the conversation from there. But this is an idea of like what the form you'll be getting will look like. So the name, number, email, and just like a notes of the conversation. So I had a conversation with David. They're an experienced home buyer. David and his spouse, I can't see that, but he works in Modesto and would likes to get something closer to the area. Wants a 3-2, so it sounds like he's wanting to be closer to work, right? So this way you have an idea, like a brief summary of the
The
conversation.
reasoning, yeah,
Right,
like, yeah, I like
exactly.
that.
Yeah, you get a summary, but also all these calls are recorded too, and they're inside the CRM that we're building out for you, so you can even just go back and
Oh, I can, oh, really? Cool.
yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to listen to one of those, like one of the
No,
recorded?
that's okay. No,
Okay,
no need to
cool.
do that.
Okay, you trust me?
I, I guess I do. It's okay. It
Cool.
really is. I'm okay with not going into that.
Okay, cool. But you get an idea of like what's actually happening on that conversation, though. Right? That's
Yes,
the important part.
yes.
Okay, cool. So then this is the CRM that the ISAs are going to be operating out of. So it's going to be individualized for you. So it would be your name up here, right? But you have access to this. This is your CRM that we're building out for you. But the ISAs call out of your CRM. So that's why everything's recorded. All the conversations that are happening are noted in here. So as the ISAs are calling through them, when a lead comes in, first they're getting the call within the 3 to 5 minutes, like I mentioned. But if they don't answer, then it's day 1 a.m., day 1 p.m., day 2 a.m., day 2 p.m. So twice a day for the first 7 days, they're getting phone calls, right? And as we're passing them along and shifting these people over in the CRM, they're getting texts, emails, voicemails. So emails, emails, texts, right? They're getting touched on besides just getting the phone calls, so we can optimize for responsiveness. And then when a lead responds, the ISAs are in there to call them right away. But that way, when we build this all out for you, you have access to it, so you can see exactly what's going on with the ISAs and what everyone's doing. You can even go in here and dial yourself, but I don't think you really want to. So, does that make sense as far as the CRM though?
Mhm, mhm.
Okay, cool. Let me go back to this. So then the live transfer, and I just showed you the CRM in person, so I'm not going to play the video for you just because I did a better job. Um, the next part, and this is what really holds everything together, is the entire team that's actually in place working for you and working these systems. Because we're building it all out inside your business, but we're also placing these people in here to actually work the systems that we're building, right? So you essentially get your own little mini team. So a marketing specialist, multiple ISA agents, and a CSM. So the marketing specialist, this guy's going to be hyper specialized in marketing. He's in there watching all the ads, switching out the campaigns when an ad goes sour, making sure that we're getting leads in the door and getting as many people in the door as possible. That's his job, right? So these are the people that you're going to be talking to, communicating with, and that's going to be your marketing guy. Then you're going to have the ISA agents. You're going to have a couple of them. Those are going to be your foot soldiers. So those are the guys in the CRM making those phone calls, doing that follow up on your behalf. Now they're all based in the U.S. They all specialize in real estate. Some of them are actually licensed realtors, but they're newer realtors, so they've got the drive. They're like young and hungry, wanting to, they like cold calling, right? So they're in there to have those conversations on your behalf and do that initial follow up for you. And then this is going to be your main point of contact, so CSM. So they're there to help you actually walk you through the process, to help you understand all the systems and everything. But also every 2 weeks, like we'll be texting and in communication the whole time. But every 2 weeks, we're going to hop on Zoom calls, kind of like this, and we're going to discuss like what you're doing on your end with the people we're connecting you with, what we're doing on our end. Do we need to raise the price point? Do we need to target a different area? Whatever the case may be. But that way you can give us feedback too. And so we can give you feedback, you can give us feedback, and we can actually get better and better. But this person's here to actually like, because the last thing we want to do is like just set you up with these systems and then just send you off to go deal with everything, right? Like we need your feedback in order to make systems better and better. Like if something goes wrong, we're there to actually fix it. So we need feedback, and it's very important. So that's how we can actually make sure that you are seeing the success that you want to see, right?
Right.
Yeah. Um, So I actually usually skip through these. They're testimonials. I don't know. Do you want to go through these?
Yeah, I got time. Go ahead. I'm watching.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean they're just testimonials. We're not
Oh,
gonna.
okay. Okay. You
Yeah.
know what? I did look at an email because I remember the guy. I got to go back and look, but I remember this. This looks familiar now. This is bringing back.
Yeah. Yeah. So these are testimonials. I mean you've already seen them. Like I usually skip through them just because I think they're kind of cringy, but I'll just go through them like really quick.
Together. I know we said they've been working with ASEN. It's funny because we got a lot of last week they called me and said ISA's doing fucking great. We're having only feedback just you guys have a great program. Well, what have your thoughts been so far?
Yeah. So they're there. The testimonials. Obviously, I just like skip through them usually. But that's pretty much all I have as far as like the systems and everything. So like let me ask you a question. Like on a scale from 1 to 10, like 10 being you love it, you feel like it can actually get you to
Well,
deals.
I mean, you guys, you have the steps lined up,
Yeah.
and you got the people in place,
Yeah.
the real people, to be on the phone and make the personal touch, the contact, and um and what's rolling in my brain is dollar signs.
Yeah.
That's all I need to know is
Right.
you know my what's it called, your investment, your R return on investment,
Yeah.
ROI.
Yeah.
What's my return on investment? You guys can't guarantee me, that nobody can, on how much somebody's going to buy or sell a house for,
Right.
where I generate the income. But what is it? What am I going to get in my pocket? And then I've got to turn around and pay you all for all your services. I mean, as many people in the ISA, I mean, everybody's going to get paid. And
Right.
so, and I'm got to be the one to pay them.
Yeah.
But my return on investment, I'm just a real, bottom line kind of person.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
what is my,
we're wanting to maximize that, right? So like, like numbers aside, because we can dive into that in just a sec, but obviously that doesn't even matter if you don't think that what we do can actually work for you. So like, do you
I'm not
feel?
saying it won't work for me,
Yeah.
but I'm, the process is there. You guys have the right steps.
Yeah.
And what's my obligation time? Because I'm not
Right.
going to sign up for something for a year if I'm not even sure I'm going to be here. Now, can I change if I ended up 3 hours down in Panama City in Florida? Can you
Yeah.
all generate referrals in the area where I'm going to be?
Yeah.
Because like right now, I'm like 5 miles from Alabama.
Right.
So I'm on the fence. That's what my broker was sending me a message about. I could sell in Alabama and
Yeah.
drop my Kentucky license. So I might want. I put out a video on an Alabama Facebook page as Kimberly Pettit Realtor. It was a video about a dolphin cruise. I've got like 95 remarks just on that Alabama Orange Beach Facebook page.
Okay. So you're
So
wanting to do some business in Alabama as well.
I could be. I could
Okay.
be. I just have to take the law form,
Yeah.
the law test.
When
And
when
yes,
we're doing paid marketing, like what we're doing at the beginning, you can get very specific with it. That's why it's online marketing. Like we're targeting certain types of
okay.
people.
So I could.
Everyone that we're targeting is going to be your preferred people to be working with. So like if you're preferring to work with people in the higher price point or in the luxury market, we'll target the luxury market. If you're
Okay, but
preferring
my
to work with
concern is the area.
Yeah, if you're
What?
preferring to work with people in Alabama, we can target
Okay.
Alabama
Okay.
and
Okay.
Florida and the Panhandle. It's all
Right.
it's very customized because we have control over it because we have these systems built out, right?
Okay.
So everything's going to be tailored to what you're looking for. So
Okay.
absolutely, that's 100% what we would do. Now my question for you is like on a scale from 1 to 10, right? Like 10 being you love it, like you feel like we can actually get you to 2 deals a month so that you can actually.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, your marketing, it's going to depend on who responds to the marketing.
Right,
You can't, you can't, to me, you can't guarantee who's going to click
right,
and go another step further to be
exactly.
contacted and put
Yeah,
out real legitimate information for you to
exactly.
contact them. There's
So
no guarantee.
You're right, and that's a great point. So that's even why it's even better to have the ISAs in place.
I
Because as
agree
far
with
as the
that. But
marketing, we're just trying to get as many people in the door. And you're right, like some people aren't going to be interested. Some people are
no,
just
or they're like, oh, I
taking
was just
information.
curious.
That happens. It's so easy to click on an ad online.
It is. You're like, oh shit, I
Yeah,
didn't mean to do that.
yeah.
Um,
Luckily, we have the ISAs in place to actually have
right.
full conversations before we connect them with you.
But my
right?
point is, there's no guarantee. So initially, I think the kid that I talked to was like, oh, we can get you 3 closings, or we're guaranteed to get you so much in a certain time frame. And that's
Yeah.
great. Or get my money back. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But
I mean, at the end of the day, like, there's no, the only guarantee in life is like death and taxes, right?
I just
What-
said that the other day. You're so
what we-
right.
yeah, what we can guarantee though is like we've actually used these systems in dozens of
Right.
markets.
You've done your part.
Our job is to get people on the phone with you that actually want to buy or sell, that can buy or sell, that have urgency, that have that intent. At the end of the day, like, it's still up to you to close them and to present your service,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
But our
My
job,
services, my knowledge, and all that. But,
yeah. So it's really 50-50. So we can do 100% of our 50%. Now you've also got to do 100% of your 50%. So let me ask you like a question. Like, if we're connecting you with like, 3 to 5 people every single month on the phone that we've actually had that conversation with and we've taken them through that whole qualification process, like, do you feel like you would actually be able to close at least like 2 of them a month?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah. But at the same time, I've got to know what I'm paying for your
Yeah.
services.
Well, we haven't gone through the numbers, right? But
I know, and that's all I want.
Yeah.
You're
Okay. Well,
telling me, Enoch.
I got you.
You're breadcrumbing me. You're
I know you're
breadcrumbing
curious.
me.
I know you're curious. So as far as numbers rise, we've got a couple different options. So this is the lifetime program. So this one's a 0% commission. I know you said like 40% with the Zillow deals, like that can add up, right? So with this one, we don't take anything off the back end. We do, funny enough, we do have a guarantee. It's 3 deals under contract in 90 days. Now, the reason that's not closed deals is because you've still got to do your job as a realtor, right? But we can guarantee you getting people under contract because we know that we're going to be connecting with people that actually want to buy or sell, right? And, out of 5 of those, like a month, and sometimes it's more, but that's very easy. And this is really the least we've ever seen come out of a 90-day period. So it's usually around 3 to 5 every single month. With this one, it's one time of $8,997 for the full installation of all these systems, as well as 3 months of actual management of them. So it's a 3-month partnership, to answer your question. The marketing spend is not included in that. Now, you get unlimited live transfers in those 3 months with this one. So unlimited new clients actually being connected to you live on a phone call. And then you also get access to the mastermind community. Mike, he's an agent down in Orlando. He hops in there. He does coaching calls. He's great at leveraging his social media. So he can help with like growing your online presence a little bit more. Super cool guy. Either way, I think you'd love to talk to him. There's a ton of other agents in there too. So you can go out there, you can network with them, grow your network, just talk with more agents, right? Does this make sense, this one?
Okay, so it says lifetime partner
Mhm.
is 9,000. Okay, but then that one time 9,000 is installation and 3 months. So basically, am I reading it right that it's $9,000 for 3 months?
For the first 3 months, right? And that comes with like installation and all the management. Afterwards, after 3 months, it's not going to be another $8,997. Then afterwards, it's $200 per live transfer, so per person getting connected to you. So we don't do like another deposit. We just start charging per live transfer. But the 0% commission per closed deal, that's for life. Like, you never have to pay any commission.
Oh, okay.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah. So the initial investment is $9,000.
Right.
Wow. I mean, that's certainly more than I was expecting. And unfortunately, I have no realtors that were paying that much a month to Zillow.
Wow.
So their numbers looked great, but they weren't even breaking even.
Right. And they were paying that amount every single month to Zillow?
Yeah, I had a friend that was paying $5,000 a month.
Wow.
For 5 months, and she's like, "Wow, what a waste! What a waste!"
Yeah.
And I was like, Tamala, yeah, I asked you not to do. I knew that was huge, but I cannot do this right now. I would have to use a credit card,
Mhm.
and yeah, I cannot invest in myself.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Yeah. Help me understand. Is it like just because of that like big deposit?
That's a huge lump sum
It's big.
upfront,
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, it's not.
and
It's a
it's
big.
only for 3 months. So
Well,
that's
it's
$3,000 a month.
for the first 3 months, right? But then we start charging per transfer, and you're never gonna have to pay any commission, right? So like, think about like if you were doing that amount of business with. Like, I'm not here to talk bad on Zillow.
But so after the 3 months, what's my obligation to keep your company and I working together?
Well, you're not obligated to do anything, right? I'm assuming you're gonna want to, obviously. Um, but you keep we just charge for transfer after that, right? But the thing that like it's a large investment, right? Like I'm not gonna lie to you, like it is a big investment.
Hmm.
At the end of the day, like you going from, really not that much to
0 to nothing. Anything's
zero
better than 0.
zero to nothing, yeah, and in the upper panhandle, right? To actually 2 deals every single month consistently, and we actually, and because even those deals that we're sending to, they start to branch out. They tell their friends about Kimberly, and then you have a SOI, a whole database in the panhandle, as well as us also filling up your pipeline consistently every single month with business, right? So that's a big jump too. Would you agree?
It is. It is. I'm just, it's a big chunk.
Yeah,
I've got to, because when I close this other sale this month, I've got nothing in the pipeline.
yeah,
I don't have anything. I've got a lawsuit going on with the buyer, and I've got one potential buyer on a $500,000 property. And yeah, I
right.
yeah, that's a lot, young man. It is. When you break it down in 3 months, it's not, but
Okay. And there's a couple ways that we can go about breaking that up, right? So like, if like finances are really like the only issue, like that's the easy part, like we can handle that.
it's just
But
a lot of money.
yeah, it's a big investment, right? You doing 2 deals a month consistently and having that business in the upper panhandle so that you can actually live in the place that you fell in love with too. Like that is a big jump, right?
Hmm.
So let me ask
It
you,
is. It is. It's huge.
yeah. So, like price aside, right? Like investment aside, like do you feel like with what we do, we can actually get you to do deals a month
Well,
consistently?
I mean, you showed me the processes and all the, everybody and everything involved.
Yeah.
And, if that really happens, yes, you've got a good process and lined up. And, yeah, this is something I'm going to definitely have to think about. And I know your, your initial is just like get something, now. That's because once you get somebody off the line, just like the likelihood of them coming back is, yeah, I'm not,
It's not even about that for me, Kimberly. Like,
especially, so I still have to pay for marketing.
mhm.
So I'm going to be the one out there paying for you all to generate leads. Is that right?
Yeah, you cover the marketing. That doesn't touch our pockets. It just goes straight to the ad.
See, I agree that that's still, I got to pay for marketing. And yeah, that's,
Right.
if you think I'm going to have to pay maximum amount for marketing for you all to have contacted those people that reply to the marketing and get 3 to 5 that are be like, yeah, I want to talk to this person. I really do. So yeah, that's a lot of leads, but in essence, I'm paying for all those leads.
Right, right. Yeah. So they're all your leads. And that actually brings me to my next point, right? Like, because you're obviously covering the marketing, we only work with one agent per area. So depending on how much of the we're not working with anyone in the upper panhandle of Florida right now. So depending on how much of that you actually want to take up, like we won't partner with any other agent whose service area overlaps with that,
Yeah,
right?
but yeah, but
So
you're looking at 500 to 1,000 a month for marketing
Mhm.
to generate that many leads.
Yeah,
Mm, Can't
yeah,
do it.
yeah. It's a big
Yeah.
investment, right?
Mhm.
For you, like as far as what comes,
Initially, if I was if I was 50 and had the energy, I mean, no, I had to take money out of my retirement last year just to survive.
yeah,
And I worked, Uber and substitute teaching,
yeah.
and I just can't.
I hear you. In my mind, Kimberly,
Yeah,
because you're right. Like you did have to take money out of retirement. You did have to Uber and substitute teacher, right? Like that's even more of a reason to do something like this.
yeah,
So
no,
we can get the
I can't. I hate
Now
to
listen.
say that I'm looking at throwing away $9,000 plus another 1,000 a month. So we're at 12, 10,
Well,
12,000.
I don't want you to throw it away, right? Like it's not throwing it away,
It's not, but
right? We're generating a business.
yeah,
But
but I've
listen,
got to. So I'm
I'm,
paying for the marketing, and then you guys are following up on the leads.
well, we're doing all the marketing. We're managing all the marketing. We're
You
following
are,
up with,
but I still got to pay for it.
right. Yeah. You're
And
still,
you all were talking about all these tons of leads that you could get. That, but it's going to depend on what's the marketing budget. Do you all have a budget, or do I decide that?
so you can decide, I mean, you're always free to like lower it or raise it, however you
What's the
want.
minimum?
Good question. So to start off, at least we recommend at least 30 a day, at least to start. And then after that, like once, because that gets Facebook and Meta actually used to like our algorithm.
30 what a day? $30 a day?
Yeah, $30.
Yeah. See, I was close on 1,000.
Yeah.
No.
But that's just to start off, right? Like that gets Facebook warmed up to your account, obviously, to the campaigns that we're going to be running. You can lower it. A lot of agents like to raise it because that obviously means more people that we're communicating with, more opportunities for you, right? But to start off, we recommend 30 a day. Um, I think I have another option for you that I think makes more sense for you, honestly, because it is a big investment. And I know like you did have to dip into
And what I'm doing right now, is I'm going through the contacts on my phone
Mhm.
and starting with the alphabet, and I'm only at the D's. And I have this little thing I got made up on one of those crafty places, and it's got the ocean behind me, and it's a photo that I am working the Florida Panhandle. I'm sending that to every like 1,000 contacts I have. So
Wow.
I'm getting good responses, especially for other realtors. Like, send me the business and we both can make some money because then they get 25% of my income.
Right.
So, of what I get on commission. So, I am working on still using the SOI that I have in Tennessee,
Right.
and even the contacts I have in California. I've done business with people all over the United States, and so I'm like, I'm down here. Let's get to work. So
Right.
you show me the other plan. I've got to find my charger for my laptop. It might just die here. It's
Yeah.
really tiny. What's the
Okay.
other option, Enoch? I'm listening.
Yeah. So we got another option. Do you want to grab your charger really quick?
No, I don't know. It's not in my. I'm afraid it's in my truck. It might be in my truck. Yeah, like this room is like 400 square feet where I'm living right now. I got stuff on top and stuff, so it's probably in my truck.
Okay. Is your laptop like about to die? I want it to like.
It's not red yet, so just keep talking. I got about maybe 10 minutes left.
Yeah, and so let me show you this other option. I think it makes more sense for you, honestly. This is the referral agent. So it's a 10% commission per closed deal, which is still very small compared to, like what it could be.
Mm-hmm.
The 200 per transfer, like I mentioned, but the first 10 are free. So to give you some context, that takes like a month and a half to 2 months to actually fulfill on that. So you don't have to worry about paying per transfer for the first like 2 months, give or take. It's got the same guarantee. So 3 deals under contract in 90 days in the 3-month period guaranteed, or we'll continue to work until we get you that, with a much smaller deposit. So 4,997 deposit, and it's refundable. The way that works is we don't actually collect our 10% commission until you've made back your full deposit. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So 10% commission, which is really where we're profiting, we're not going to be collecting that until you've made back all of the money that you've actually invested into the systems. And then you also get access to the mastermind community with Mike Collier and the coaching calls to even grow that network.
So I don't have an ISA person?
You do. It's the
I still
exact
have an ISA person.
it's the exact same service and the exact same the exact same installation and the exact same people working it. It's just different in the sense of how you actually make the investment, right? And what you can do too, which a lot of agents like, is you can start off in the referral agent program and then switch over into the lifetime program, right? So you can start off here since the first 10 are free. You can get a couple transfers, kind of dip your toes in, and then you can switch over into the lifetime and we'll credit 4,997 to the 8,997, right? But because it's all the exact same service, like the referral agent is pretty much the lifetime agent at the beginning, because you're not paying for transfers and so there's nothing else. So you can actually switch over to it, right?
Okay, can you make that right side bigger? Go back to that. My right eye does not work well. Okay, thank you. Okay. So I'm going to round it up to 5,000. I pay 5,000 up front. Is that a yes or no?
Yeah.
But you don't get your 10% until I've closed enough to get that 5,000.
Yes. Exactly.
And what was the the one prior was 3 months.
Yeah, this one's also 3 months.
3 months of the ISA.
3 months of everything that we just went over.
So, I mean, honestly, it takes 3 months. Just anything new, 3 months is. So what if I want to go what if I want to do another 3 months? What do I got to pay another 5,000?
Nope. No, then it's the same thing. We'll just start doing just per transfer. But when you're staying in this one, you'll still have the 10% commission, right? So if you want to switch over into lifetime, then we'll credit the 4,997 to the 8,997, and then you can get rid of those commissions.
So what's the difference in the lifetime on, besides $4,000 more, the 10% commission?
Other than that, it's the exact same.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're right. This is better.
Yeah. So honestly, like in my mind, I say let's do that, right? Because that way you can dip your toes in, you can actually start trying it out, and then you can switch over into the lifetime. But what I suggest, get your onboarding call on the calendar, get you into the Slack channel. That way you can meet the rest of the team. We start.
And how are you going to say? Because let's between me, here I am, all over the place right now. And how can you only work with one agent if I change to Panama City, or if I want Alabama Incorporated?
Yeah. So we don't have any agents in Alabama or Panama City, actually. So that's fine.
What about Pensacola?
No, not in Pensacola. We don't have any agents in like the Upper Panhandle. Our closest agent, I'm actually not too sure where Panama City is. So
That's okay. So when you say Upper Panhandle, let me explain to you. There's a Panhandle in Florida.
Yeah.
And then there's Central Florida, where Orlando and Tampa, Daytona, Miami, Tallahassee.
Right.
So Panama, the Panhandle goes like under Georgia, under Alabama.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, our closest agent to you is down in Tampa.
Okay, see, so that's not the Panhandle. Okay, that's
what I'm saying.
Okay.
We don't work with anyone on the Panhandle right now.
Okay, but I'm still gonna have to pay $1,000 for marketing.
Right, the marketing, at least to start off. I mean, you can lower that like in the future, but for the first month, I really recommend doing around 30 a day. And you can lower that down to like 20 or 10 if you want. I don't recommend it, obviously, because that means that we're working with less people, and no agents have really wanted to do that. A lot of agents want to increase it, right?
Yeah, and okay, so jeez, I can't even get the spam call to stop. I can't hang up on a spam call. Is that not bad? Because I'm sitting here thinking of the business networking. I was going to focus on property management.
Well, what do you want to do more? Like, do you want to do property management, or
I've never done property management before.
Do you want to be a realtor?
Well, and you have to be a realtor to do property management here. Right. So property management is more like a 9-to-5 job.
Yeah.
But okay, so we can set me up an onboarding, but I can cancel, right? I'm not paying $5,000 today, am I?
So we would be doing that. We'd be doing that today. That way we can actually give the team the green light to start building everything out. If that's a bit, why? Is that like a bit?
I need to look at my finances. I'm serious. I am.
So here's what I suggest we can do then. Okay. We get your onboarding call on the calendar. We get you in the Slack channel. That way you can meet the team. We can actually start building all the systems out. We can get this thing rocking and rolling. And what we need to do is we could do 50% of this today, and then we can do the other 50% 30 days from now. Right? So that way we're able to actually get started, get these systems built out. Let's do 2,500 today and 2,500 30 days from now. And if like for some reason like you need to extend that, either like in-house too, so we can be very flexible with that. Like if you need to wait for like something.
I'm just trying to pay. I'm paying to where I'm living. I'm trying to get some bills paid off, and I'm.
Yeah, I hear you. And we wouldn't be launching the ads too until you're actually like ready, right? So you won't have to worry about the ad spend like starting today or anything. So we could just do 2,500 a day.
I got company the whole month of April. I've got visitors in Panama City.
Yeah.
And then I got a visitor coming here, and I'm going to New Orleans next weekend.
Yeah.
So That's do fine. A lot.
It can take us like a couple weeks to build everything out too. So that's fine, honestly. So that's what I suggest we do. I suggest we get your onboarding call on the calendar, get you into the Slack channel. You can meet the team. We'll do 2,500 now, and we'll do the other 2,500 30 days from now. But that way we can start building that thing out.
Okay, and you don't get the 10%, but this is only for 3 months.
What do you mean?
Okay, that's where I'm confused.
Okay. Yeah, so it's 3 months, and then after the 3 months, like what are you confused about?
Okay, so maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I don't see you are getting any commission. Okay, let me think about this for a minute. You're not going to get 10% commission until I've earned $5,000.
Yeah, from closed deals that we sent you. Yes.
And that's ongoing, or is that for 3 months?
Like, you mean if like the deal takes longer than 3 months to close?
Or any deal? Yeah, because, and then, so I'm paying $200 per live transfer, no matter how much I've made or haven't made.
Right, right. But that's not for the first like 2 months, honestly, to fill them, because the first 10 are free, so that way you still really.
Oh, I can't see that. It does. It's really tiny for me in purple.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
Okay,
sorry.
I
The
see
first
get
10
10
are
free. Okay, okay.
So like you don't have to worry about it for the first like
Okay.
couple.
And then, but I'm still looking at $800 to $1,000 on the ad spend.
Yeah, to start, right? Like I said, like usually for the first month or so, you can lower that after if you want. I don't recommend it, but you can
Okay.
if you want.
I'm going to do some math real quick here, okay?
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so I had a deal. I got $6,000 commission. I had to give my broker 40%, which was $2,400.
Yeah.
So I have to give him money. So this money I keep. I'm trying to justify it.
Yeah.
I don't like being pressured because then I feel I'm going to regret it.
Yeah.
I like this plan, you know. I just don't. I'm not ready to give you $2,500.
Yeah. What's like I don't want you to feel pressure or anything either. Like
I am. I'm feeling it, and I there's nothing guaranteed, like you said, death and taxes.
we do guarantee the 3 deals under contract in the 3 months, right? Like that we're gonna
That could be buyers or sellers. The under contract means they talk to me, or we're really in a contract.
It means either a listing agreement signed or a buyer broker agreement signed, right?
Well, a buyer broker can be signed, but until we find a house, so
Right.
you're not talking.
I think no, I think it's house under contract, like a transaction.
Okay, because I just had a house under contract, and it went, and I'm making no money, and the buyer's suing the seller, and that was $700,000.
And for you, we're wanting to target sellers, right?
True,
So,
but
I mean, you tell me, because we can target just sellers, or we can target just buyers, or we can target both. But what do you prefer?
I don't know.
Okay.
I can't answer that right now.
Yeah. What we'll want to do, we'll look over all your numbers and everything, and we'll figure out what's gonna make the most
I'm
sense.
looking at this 500,000. Wait a minute. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get my boss. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give Randy $4,000 on this $500,000 deal if it works out.
The one from Zillow. Yeah. So that's why we're not wanting to take those fat commissions, right? They add up, right? Like I know it's after your closing, so you don't think about it as much. But the truth is, like if you close 2 deals at $500 like price point, $5,000 price points a month, that's gonna be like $8,000 every single month that you're paying to Zillow, right?
Yeah. And I'm trying, and he's still paying more than that.
Yeah.
I think he's at 12,000.
Yeah.
But he's got 2 other agents working those leads.
Yeah. And the thing is too, like you mentioned, like a lot of them aren't qualified, right? Like a lot
of them. Yeah, none of them. I've had 3 this morning and none connected.
Right. And Zillow's such a big company too. Like it's not like you can just like get on the phone with them and be like, hey, can you send me like that?
Oh, jeez.
Like with this, like I don't want you to think that you're gonna be jumping in this alone, Kimberly, because it is scary, right? Like it stings at first. It's always scary to make that jump, but we're with you on the jump every step of the way. Like we're gonna be hopping on calls, working together, making sure that you're seeing the success that you actually want to see. Like we're actually scheduling out Zoom calls with you so we can get feedback from you, give feedback to you, and figure out exactly what.
Okay, so let me make sure. Are you all Ablaze Technologies?
No. Are you looking for our website?
No, I'm Googling.
Yeah, we're Ablaze AI on Google just because we've like gone through a bit of rebranding. So if you look up Ablaze AI, you should get it.
AI came up, air conditioning. Okay, Ablaze, World Ablaze AI. Hmm. Okay, realtors. The story behind Ablaze. Okay, Ablaze real estate reviews. Oh, you have an app?
What was that?
Do you have an app?
We have a couple apps that we use, but like
Yeah,
not
I'm just saying it's a very used to generate mostly notably. Oh, that's media. Yeah, everything in here is about how do I um unsubscribe. Okay, let me see this. Ablaze deals.
I don't know if you're looking at like the right.
What's Trustpilot? Loving a. Oh, that's Blaze. That's no, that's is it Ablaze or Blaze AI?
It's Ablaze. A so
Okay,
it's
okay,
here. I'll spell it out. It's ABLAZE space AI.
okay, that's what I thought. This is where it comes up. 90 days guaranteed.
Yeah,
Um,
that's the website.
okay, okay. Oh, jeez.
Here's the thing, Kimberly, because I know what you're feeling right now. Like, and what you're feeling is normal, right? Every single agent that's worked with us that has seen success has felt the same way as you, just because it is a big jump, right? And it stings at first, but the fact that you're feeling like that's how you know you're doing something right. Like when you go to the
I
gym,
guess I'm looking at the amount that I've got to pay because I don't do any kind of the only kind of advertisement I do is with uh rate by agent. It's
Mhm.
like 400 a year, and I get my reviews on there, and they post it. And I've never done any kind of a true ad spend except through what I generate like through Facebook.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
the only thing I've ever paid for.
Yeah. So what we'd be wanting to do is be wanting to reallocate that, and we'll walk you through exactly how that's set up. That goes straight from you to Facebook to Meta, right?
I
So
just don't know that. Okay, no, we got to make sure. I Are you going to generate through my Facebook page or through another one?
through yours. So it's all your branding, your face on everything. We just
Okay, well, my Facebook page, I think I'm blocked on Meta for advertising.
we can there's ways to fix it. Like
I
we just
figured so.
Facebook they block people so easily.
So
Like
what if I give you the 2,500 and schedule? Can I get my? I know you got to do your deal, and we've been an hour and a half now.
yeah. Is your computer like about to die or
Yeah, it is. It is.
do you wanna go grab your charger?
I hope it's in my truck. Hold
Yeah,
on.
go grab that.
Found it. All right. So what I'm running through my brain right now is, I'm starting over.
Hmm.
and I even hesitated about putting out there that on Facebook that I was selling or putting out to people that I was truly selling in Florida because I didn't want to lose my Tennessee
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
And
Why are you okay with telling them that?
I finally got to that point that I am.
Which is
Because
what?
I'm here to put to my Tennessee folks, because I don't want them to go to another realtor in Tennessee. I still want to help them.
Yeah.
I don't want to lose them. Because, I worked hard to get them and keep them.
Yeah.
And I've got a listing, and unfortunately he's going through a divorce. I've got a buyer. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think I'm only given, okay. So I'm going to have to make that $5,000 back in 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've given myself, heck, I've got to find another place to live come May.
Yeah.
I don't have a place to live.
Yeah. I don't see why there's any reason why we wouldn't do that, right? Like, one, because I mean, you do have you've got deals that you're working with right now, right? So you do have like a couple opportunities. But
and I've got one that could close in June on a new construction in Tennessee.
Right.
So,
like you've got the business in Tennessee too. So like you've got a pretty good cushion right now, honestly. Like you're in a good position. And we also, like I said, like we're gonna put this in writing. The deal's under contract in 90 days, right? So like and that's the minimum, right? Like we're gonna be working as hard as we can to get you to where you want to be. You've got to make the jump, right? Because it's ultimately up to you. Now, what I do want to, because it seems like you have fallen in love with Pensacola, right? And
I agree with you, and I'm getting ready to go. Yeah, I'm and I've got a new website for my. I'm gonna generate. What do you call it, for my Airbnb? I got to get it to make some money.
Yeah.
Because I paid it sometimes if I don't have anybody in there.
Right. Right. Like it seems like you're in a pretty good position, honestly, right now. It just seems like, we're changing, right? We're in this era of changing, right? Now it does seem like you actually have fallen in love with Pensacola. You love it there. The water is nice, the calming, being able to actually live where you do love your surroundings. Like that's huge, right?
Change of scenery.
Change of scenery, right? Like,
I need to go to the bathroom. Let me go.
Yeah.
Do you have any other plans besides this one?
No, I don't. This is really the best one that I think makes the most sense for you. Now, like I said, like I understand like it is a big investment, so I do want to break it up for you. We can do 2,500 and then 2,500 in 30 days, so that way it's easier. Now, come 30 days, like if you need a little bit of an extension on that, like you're working with me and my partner, right? Like we're flexible. We're not like some big corporate organization that's gonna force you to do it on the exact day or start charging you extra. And so that way we can get your onboarding, we can build everything out. You can meet the whole team. We'll get you into the Slack channel, and we don't even have to start the ads until you're ready to start doing the ads, right? So it can take a couple weeks to build out, and then we want to make sure that we're actually launching when you're as comfortable and as ready to do it, right?
So listen to this. How much is the Blaze AI subscription? $25 a month billed annually. What is that?
I think, what is it for? Is that us? Is that on our website?
I Googled Blaze AI reviews.
Yeah.
How much is? Yes, Blaze AI can create videos.
Did you said Blaze AI?
Blaze. It is. That's Blaze. Okay.
We're
Good
not,
point. Good. Jeez.
I think there's a software company called Blaze.
Okay.
So.
Got 3 deals in 83 days. Yeah, I remember this guy, EXP, out of Orlando.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm a sucker sometimes, but
I don't want you to think you're a sucker, right?
thank you. Okay. So the guy that I initially spoke with, is he your partner?
Yeah, he's my assistant.
Your assistant.
Well, my partner assistant. He's my partner. Yeah.
He's your partner in crime?
Yeah. partner.
Okay, now don't be screwing an old lady, okay?
I don't want to screw an old lady. Then you're not that old. You
In many ways.
Come on, Kimberly. Come on.
Okay.
So do you want to do this?
Yes, let's do this.
Okay, let's do it.
I got a shit list of things to do today. Okay, I have a credit card. How do you
So my
want
question, do you want to split it up into the two 2,500? Do you want to just do one, the 2,500?
Yes, please.
Okay, let's do that. We'll take care of this, and then I have a quick form that I want to fill out with you, and we'll get your onboarding call on the calendar, and I'm going to have my partner give you a call later today too. But we'll just do the 2,500 now. What's the best email for you? Cool. Okay, so that went through. So we're good. How do you feel?
Okay, so that's it as far as the call. Honestly, it's one of my favorites that I've taken. So, but you guys obviously let me know what you think in the comments below. Subscribe for sure for more like sales content and content like that. More sales calls. I think those are super valuable to watch, honestly, just so you can see other people's way of getting people through the buying process and different styles, obviously. But subscribe for more content, just for following me, following the journey. Subscribe to the channel.
Who's still looking too good? Get you fucked on sight. I'm trying to finish this who I started with. I'm trying to spend it all who I got it with.